Hey there everyone, it's Camion Larson, home design and renovation coach here in beautiful Oregon City, Oregon. I am here today to talk about countertops. So I read an interesting article that was talking about the pros and cons between granite and quartz. And for most higher end homes and to increase value in your home, those are two of your best options that you can choose. But what are the differences? So granite is a natural stone. And that being said, there's lots of variation. Every single piece is unique, but it also means that it tends to be porous and it can be brittle depending on where it comes from and what the composition of the minerals are that are in it. So sometimes you'll see ones that are lined with an epoxy-backed mesh, and that will help keep from breaking and from major cracks. But that doesn't mean that if you smash something up against it, like a cast iron pan, you won't do damage. So you possibly could. But the sealers, for keeping them from staining, have really come a long way, and there's some amazing sealers. There's even ones that can do a guarantee to keep stains away for 15 years or so. So that used to be one of the negatives. Quartz is actually a composite product. So even though it is typically in the range of 93% quartz, which is the seventh hardest material on Earth, there are still about 7% colorants and binders, and that's where you run into some of the issues. So it is a beautiful option that most people will choose if they want a contemporary look, if they want to have a very clean, simple look in their kitchen or bathroom, and they just want to have a solid color. There are actually a lot of options now that have a lot more variation that are kind of mimicking granite but get some of the benefits of quartz. Quartz tends to be more expensive, but not always, so it depends on which granite you choose. So granite is usually priced according to group. There's typically in the range of 5 groups. 1 and 2 are typically the least expensive. And then once you get past 2, you kind of get into the same range as quartz, depending on what manufacturer it is. So one of the disadvantages of quartz is that because of those binders, it's less resistant to heat. So if you put a hot pan on there, even though you won't damage the quartz, you could damage the binders, and that's not repairable. But with a granite, because it's porous, you do need to stay up with sealer. And then again, that's going to depend on which product you actually choose. Mostly it comes down to aesthetic. If you want to have a unique piece and a lot of variation, or if you're going for a more contemporary look. So those are things to kind of consider. There are more aspects to them, but there's a good summary of 2 of the major countertops that you can choose in your renovation. Hope that was helpful for you. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.